Thank you. Thank you.
We're so glad you all could make it. Thanks for coming.
Welcome, librarians.
I'm Sarah
And I'm Thea.
at the Custer County Library.
And welcome to
Library Talk for Jumpstart.
Yay!
So, for this summer reading, we have the theme of Tales and
And
Tales. So, what we have for you today is a special treat. We got a guest that you're just going to want to meet. Two guests, 6
We
late.
are so excited to introduce our first guest, our library director, Dorson Mertz. Woo!
Thanks for joining us, Dorson.
Well, aside from being our library director, the little birdie told me that you're also part of search and rescue. We're just wanting to know how did you get into that? How do you do that?
Well, being a library director, that's my job, and being on search and rescue, that's a volunteer kind of thing. So I do that in my spare time, and sometimes I leave the library if I need to help with a mission. But yeah, it's something I do in my spare time, and we do training during my spare time on weekends and stuff.
Wonderful.
That's fantastic. What made you decide to add Roscoe to the team? Our director talked me into it. He was training his own border collie to be a search and rescue dog, and he needed me to go hide for him, and he encouraged me to train Roscoe as well. We wanted to add some dogs to our team to help us out on searches because they really can help you a lot.
That's really awesome. How did you go about training Roscoe though?
Well, since I'm a librarian, I started with some books just to learn some more about it. My favorite one was Ready, Training the Search and Rescue Dog by Susan Balunda. And that's the one I learned the most from because it is more about teaching for air scent, and that's kind of what we specialize in. So I really like that one. But there's a lot of other ones I read as well. And then I started going to trainings down in Wyoming.
What are the most important traits to look for in a search and rescue dog?
Well, a search and rescue dog's temperament is very important. You want a driven, high-energy dog with a lot of play drive. Those are the easiest to train. It's kind of the opposite of what you would look for in a therapy dog. And certain breeds tend to be better at that, ones that were bred for working and herding and things like that. Mine's a border collie. He's a herding dog. But they also work, many working dogs like German Shepherds, Belgian Malinois. They even have retrievers and Labradors. They make good search and rescue dogs, but they have to have a lot of drive.
Well, talking about your dog, Roscoe, what does he do? How does he aid the team for search and rescue?
He's primarily an air scent dog, and we just go find human scent that's out in the woods. So like if everybody else from a group returned and one person's still out there, or a hunter gets lost in the woods, we go in there and he air scents to find humans out there. But we also do a little tracking trailing. We have had success on that before. We found a 15-year-old who was unresponsive at night who would have maybe not made it because it rained and was cold that night. So he's done that, and we have found cadaver or human remains before. So
That's an amazing story, though.
I've heard about those cadaver dogs. Like, how does that work? I've seen them on TV, but
well, they find dead human scent instead of live human scent. Roscoe's not really a cadaver dog. We do have a cadaver dog on our team. She's named Frog, and she's had 2 successes this summer. Just this summer, we had 1 success this summer, but yeah, she's a really good cadaver dog. We just train a little in it. We dabble in it. We're not really a cadaver dog. So.
well, I keep hearing a little jingle jangle. I think we need to introduce the man of the hour.
Yep, I think we should let Roscoe in.
All right. Hey, Roscoe, come here, boy. How are you,
Yay!
Hi, Roscoe.
Everybody wants to meet you.
Yeah.
Roscoe, I want to go over some of his equipment. So he has a jacket here, and it says search and rescue. It identifies him. That way, if we're on private land, people will realize that we are on a search. He has little lights you can't see in the sun. These are little red lights that help me at night. I only use them at night. That just helps me keep up with him when he's off lead, when we're doing an air scent problem. He has a bell that when he runs around it jingles. That way I can hear him well and tell which direction he is. And we have this lead, and that's for tracking trailing problems. And usually I use it till we get off the road a little ways, even on an air scent problem, just for safety's sake. Also, another piece of our equipment is in my pocket, and it's a ball. That's what he works for, to get to play with the ball, don't you, Roscoe? Good job, boy. And one more thing is my whistle. I use a sheep herding whistle, and that's how I call him back to me. Sometimes I can't even see where he's at when he's covering an area, and I use this whistle. And he comes back and checks in with me. So that's our equipment, and we're going to show you little short scenarios of how we work, and I hope you enjoy it. Roscoe, find people. Mickey's caught scent now. Let's see. I'm going to check in with him. See if he comes. Oh, there he comes. And then ask him, come here, Roscoe, did you find anything? Did you find anything? All right, so he found something. Well, there he's laying down right at the person who I'm looking for. Or any person, really. On an air scent problem, all he's doing is trying to find people out there. It's good for like when a hunter's lost in the woods at night. Then that's what we use. He's laying down, and what he's waiting for is for me to reward him, which I reward him with a ball. He's very play-driven, so we used a ball to train him. Good job, Roscoe. You found people. Good job. Oops. Good job, buddy. So here's a fun activity you can do with your own dog, even if you're not training him to be a search and rescue dog. You can hide things in your house. You just give it a name, like this is a ball, and you show it to him and let him sniff it. See the ball? Smell the ball? I'm going to go hide the ball. And you make him stay. And you go hide the ball, or whatever, stuffed animal, cat, dog, bear. And Roscoe, find the ball. Takes him a little bit to remember to look high. You found it, Roscoe. Good boy. Good boy. Good job.
Hey everybody! So we are going to show you the awesome craft that we came up with for this project. We're going to do dog treats. So these are only 3-ingredient dog treats. They're really awesome. We're going to show you the ingredients and then how our doughs turned out.
So first we're going to start out with old-fashioned oats. You want to make sure they're old-fashioned, not quick oats or anything like that, less processed. And then we ended up pulverizing our oats into a flour. You can do that with a blender or a food processor, but it's just a better consistency that we liked.
Yep.
Next, need a banana.
Super ripe banana.
Easier to squish. And then peanut butter.
We use Skippy. It's probably best to use a natural peanut butter, but the most important part is that you pick a peanut butter that doesn't have xylitol in it, because xylitol is poisonous for dogs, and Skippy doesn't have that.
So those are our ingredients, and this is what we came up with. So we're just going to scoot on down.
All right, so this is our dough here. It's just a pretty good consistency, pretty soft, not too dry. We used the cookie cutters for this part of it, which was super easy, and I think that everybody's getting a set of these, so that'll be awesome. You can also use a silicone mold, which was really, really fun. But you actually don't have to bake these at all. You can just give the ingredients and roll them in oatmeal and feed them to your dog straight like this, or you can even take a bite of one. So
All natural.
They're really, really good.
So we're going to bake these real quick, and we'll attach the recipe so that you can have that for your own program if you want to make dog treats as well.
And we're going to bake those at 350 for about 15 minutes or until they're golden brown. So we'll show you a picture of that too.